So a couple of days after Game 7, after we've had time to digest what really happened in that great Game 7, there's some other things that I would like to share. Some cool stats that I saw and something that just really resonated with me. In his interview after the game, Shea just straight up said they're the better team. And they indeed are. People bring up J Dub being out, and yes, but you can literally bring that up for every other championship. You can point out any any injury or anything that happened during a postseason run. But that's how the game of basketball works. You know, but one thing that I've noticed in these last 8 years with 8 different champions, people have become too quick to anoint a quote unquote dynasty. So, I know this first team is young, but don't anoint them yet until they've got it done. Because they really have a good chance of getting it done, but don't just say, oh, they're gonna run off three straight or go back to back or whatever, because people said the same thing about OKC. They said the same thing about the Celtics. They said the same thing about the Nuggets. People said, oh, the Warriors are back and they're gonna win two or three more. The Warriors have been at the bottom of the barrel since. So don't rush it yet. This is why the games are played. This is why we tuned in to watch, to play the game. So Shea, in his exit interview, he said, "We need Chet, we need Chet Holmgren." I've seen the discourse of people thinking that he's gonna get traded. I don't think Chet's gonna get traded. He is so much on a big contract. I don't think anyone is going to take that up. But to take two shots in a game 7, unacceptable. You are on a 5-year, $239 million contract, and you took two more shots than I did and scored four more points than I did. That's unacceptable. You are paid the big bucks for this moment. Is You had Alex Caruso and Hartenstein and everyone else taking the challenge on Wemby. Alex Caruso wanted to posterize him. But anytime Wemby, there's a specific play. I don't remember what it was in the first or second half. You are literally on the right wing near the right corner. You look Wemby in the eyes. He looks you back in the eyes, and you pass the basketball, bro. The difference between you and him is 4 feet. You can shoot over anyone as long as you please, but for some reason in a game 7, you did not take on the challenge. And that's the shit Shea needed. Shea played a great game, but you were nowhere to be found. Block by Luke. It was, yeah, that chase down block was worth $41 million. It really was. Because if Hartenstein had gotten that layup, OKC was on a run and he would have get the car back into the game, and most likely they probably could have taken that momentum and won the game, but Luke Cornett just pinned it against the glass. Pinned it against the glass and just stopped every OKC momentum. Stopped it right in its tracks. It looks like he paid off. Yeah, he definitely paid off his contract in one block. While Shea did indeed have a good game 7, he had a really good one. But his shooting the basketball in this series wasn't good. 25.9 points, 40% from the field, and 28 from three. In the regular season, he shot 55.3% from the field. Comparing to his 40.9 in the Western Conference Finals, that's a decrease of 14.4%. The 15 points and 19 points, that no, I think most of the 19 points was free throws, and probably the 15 points as well. If he had played better in one of those two games, then more than likely would have taken the series in 6. But Stephon Castle and And the rest of the guys and Vassell, they just threw everything at him at the kitchen sink because they were a bit hobbled without Jado being out there. But that's how the game goes. There are injuries for everybody. Everybody's banged up at some point in the postseason. But the MVP didn't deliver an MVP performance. He's had That's the lowest field goal by an MVP in a Western Conference Finals series since 1956, 70 years ago. That's crazy. With that being said, with the OKC Thunder losing on their home court in Game 7, LeBron is still the last player with back to back MVPs, championships, and finals MVP. He is one of one. He is one of one. He's a really special player. Wow. That's the GOAT right there.